Folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to work on a necklace with our July Bargain Bead Box plumage. Now, this necklace, I think is going to be really pretty. It's going to be really glitzy because it's got lots of things in it that's going to make it a little bit, but I think you'll like it. I do. And it's going to match the earrings that we've already made, at least definitely one pair, the simple pair that we made in Project 1 will definitely match it. Number 2 is a little more, it'll match it, but, well, obviously anything we make here will match because they're all from the same box. So let's turn down and I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're going to use this Soft Flex medium dark blue lapis. I think I have enough here on the row. And of course our focal is going to be our big pendant here. Now I don't want this particular bail, so I am going to pull it open so I can take it off. There we go. I don't want that because I'm going to put it on this pretty bail here. So, like so. But we're not going to need to do that right away. We can do that later. Then we're going to go up here from this one with a couple of our small, pretty colored ones here on either side. Then we're going to use 3 of these little spacers. These are out of my stash. Now most of these things are actually out of the kit. So then we'll do those. And then we're going to do a green agate on either side, of course. And then one of these crystal spacers and one of the lapis. So the next thing I'm going to do, instead of putting any spacer here, we're going to put on a little bail. And from this little bail, we're going to hang one of our steel feathers. Remember, this one has got our peacock on it over here. Now, of course, the other side is going to be the same. It's going to have, where's the other bail? There it is. Bail with our other feather, which is here. Then we're going to have another lapis, with another crystal spacer, one of our green guys, then we're going to put on 3 of our spacers here. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to put 3 of these guys. Three spacers again. 1, 2, 3. Back to our green. Back to our spacer here. Lapis, but this time we're going to put on a conforming bead cap, and then it will have this pretty pave, then a conforming bead cap and a lapis again, the green, well, we have to have our crystal spacer, then our green. Then we'll go with this pattern again, go up, but then this next set, instead of having a pave or a bail, we'll have one of these coins. And then the last set up there will have this these olive green pave beads. So let's get some wire out. Well, I'll start stringing from right here, and then we will finish up the whole other side, and then I will finish this side. So we need some thread out, some of our spool of lapis out. I'm going to put a bead stopper over here so we don't have to worry about it sliding into the spool. You can't really see it. It's not a big deal if it does slide into the spool. They're not going anywhere, but then it's in here and you can't see it as well, so you're not exactly sure what's going on down there. So I'm going to start with 3 spacers. Baby, go on. 3 of these guys. Now I'm doing this. When we come back over to this side, we'll be going straight into the pattern with the coin bead in it. Bring down over there, and then we have 3 spacers again. Then we'll start the pattern, go all the way down. As you can see, I don't quite have the pattern finished. I don't have this side entirely finished, but I do have it probably half finished over here. So I'm going to push this cap down on here to start with, and then we will put on our pretty pave bead here. I really like these pave beads because they're all really close, the little crystals. I'm going to set these aside so I don't knock them off, and we'll do the Now when I started, remember I said this is going to be very glittery. See what I mean? How sparkly it already is there. So now here is the first of our bales. This is one of the ones the leaf will be hanging off of. Now I could have put the conforming bead caps on these as well, but I didn't really think it needed it too much. Now you'll notice I'm grabbing some of them from off of the mat, and that is because My fingernails are a little long right now, and when they're long like this, the beads sometimes go underneath my fingernails, the smaller ones, as opposed to just staying in place where I want them. And so it's easier sometimes just to take them from off of the mat. Oh, there it is. Bing. It's like there's a third spacer. Where is it? This bead is of this size that's not a problem. Now this one, if you'll recall, is the one where our peacock is going to hang. And this bale here, which is what's next, is our second leaf. So we don't have to put the conforming bead caps on the blue at this point because we have the bale as a spacer. Now we're at where we stopped putting things together on this side, so we want to just follow the pattern, which is the 3 of the spacers. Come on, baby, go on. There we go. And then the 3 of these. Okay, now we are right at where we ended on the other side, as you can see. So now comes the new pattern, since I didn't do it yet over here, and it's more or less the same as this pattern and this pattern, other than instead of a bale or a pave, we're going to put in one of these faceted coin beads. So we'll start with our green. Then our crystal rondelle. Get our lapis and our conforming cap and form it in. Come on, baby. Squished. Cap on. Nope, lapis on, then cap on. I'm not going the opposite direction here yet. There we go. And now for the coin. This coin has a lot of reflectivity to it. Now for the next lapis with its cap. Cap first. Lapis. Crystal spacer. Green. Three spacers. So 1, 2, 3 spacers, and then we want 3 of these pretty again. 3, and then 3 spacers again. 1, 2, come on, baby, and 3. Now we're back up to the next set of pattern, which now is going to use these pave beads. So we go with our green. Come on, green. Our crystal spacer. Our lapis with its conforming cap, We need to get that cap squished down on the next one here. So there we go. Then it goes the lapis in first, and its cap. Oh, baby. There we go. And then our pave bead. Then lapis with a cap again. Cap on first. Come on, cap, come down low enough that you can go on. And then our lapis bead. Next is our crystal spacer and our green bead. We have, of course, 3 of our spacer beads. Come on, baby, go on. 1, 2, 3. Well, it just doesn't want to go on there, does it? We'll use a different one. That one obviously has something in its hole and we'll need to fix that. Then we have 3 of these little guys here. Oops, sorry for bumping the camera. And then we're going to stop right now and go over to the other side. So I'll put a bead stopper on here. Come on, you. Come out of there. And I'm going to leave a bit because we need some, because I'm not sure we're finished beading. I think I actually had designed it with another set of this going up. So we'll leave a little extra space just in case I did that. Drop this over to this side. We're going to split this in half. Remember that this is the halfway point right here. So we'll bring that down here. And we will cut our wire so that it is about the same length as the other side, which means I will have a lot of extra wire, and that's fine. I'd rather have too much wire than not enough. So we'll pull off a little more wire here, and we'll cut it about right here. So I'm going to set that aside now. And now we're going to bead the other side up just the same as we have this side from this point on, since we quit right there. So we'll get the bead stopper off this side, and we're going to start with this piece right, this section right here. So we go to the green. Now we're exactly where we were over here, but as you can see, I have 6 of these left and 6 of these left, and I need to pop that out of there. But so we'll put on 3 more of the spacers. 1, come on, stay on there. 1, 2, 3, and 3 more of these. 1, 2, 3. So now this side is done. So we'll get our bead stopper back out, put it back on here, go over here, put the 3 spacers on. 1, 2, and this one, if I recall right, didn't want to go on, so we will take our awl and see what's jammed in there. It's out now. 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and we are finished beading this side. So put our bead stopper here. Isn't that bright and pretty and sparkly? So let's measure and see how big this is. So it's going to be about 20 inches. Then of course we'll have the toggle on. Well, it's about 21 because there's about half an inch down there. Maybe not. So about 20 inches, a little over 20 inches. Then we'll put the toggle on the top, which we're going to use our leaf toggle that they gave us, or feather toggle, whichever you want to call it. I guess it's supposedly a feather. And that will add a little bit of length, so we might end up being about 22 inches when all is said and done. But let us... Now you'll see what we're left over here with is our toggle and 5 jump rings. Oh, where's my other, our 2 leaves, oh, there you are, you flew over there for some reason, and our other crimp tube. So of course 3 of these are for putting on these pieces onto their belts, and these 2 are for hooking on our toggle clasp. So let's get our toggle clasp put on, and then we can put on our pendant pieces. So first thing we want to do is just, and we'll go back through, well, got to go through the toggle bead too, duh, Rose. Or not toggle bead, but crimp tube. See, will you go through there twice? I hope so, but I'm not sure you will. Yeah, I'll have to work it, but I can do it. So we'll move the toggle up, get our crimping pliers, put it in the divot. We're going to tighten it a little bit more yet. There we go. There's plenty of space for our jump ring to go into there. Now I'm going to cut this back some because I don't need to put all that into the beads. We'll up you go. Okay. Now those are fed in, so we will slide this all over here. We need to leave a little room for our bales so they don't pop up. Okay. Okay. Now we'll get our crimp tube on this side. See, I do have quite a bit more wire than I needed, as I said I would. So then we'll get this guy. Feed him through. Now, I could have already put my jump ring onto here, and I usually do, but I didn't today, so just FYI. Cut this extra wire off. Now I had extra here and I didn't really care because I want that the bell for the for the peacock to have some hanging space here. So there we go. So now we can put the toggle on and our pendant pieces on, and this will be done. So first we'll put the toggle on. Oh, come on, you. That's pretty good. Now for the other side. So there's our toggle. So let's make sure it feeds in all right. Oh yeah, no problem whatsoever. So there's that. And next, of course, is to put on our pieces onto our bail. So I was debating putting one of these little beads here between the leaf and the bail, and I still could do that if I chose to. It's not like it's finished really. We will see how it looks with just the leaf there, and see if we want to put something else in between, which we still could do, like I say. Easy as pie, just to get a wire out and put on one little bead onto here. But we'll see what it looks like without first. I think I might like it better with a bead. So I am going to get a little wire out and a couple of these little beads, like so, one for each one, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got two little beads and I've got two wires. Now these are regular head pins. I rarely use them anymore because I prefer ball head pins. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my large plier cutters and just cut the tops off. Now they're two 3-inch pieces of wire. So we will go quite a ways down on the wire, since we only got about that much for the bead. Bender, get our bell making pliers, go around and about and down, over, leave a gap, straighten her up, put our leaf on. Sorry, it's a feather. I keep wanting it to call it a leaf for some reason, and I don't know why, because I know it's a feather. So then we'll grab this, and we'll grab our other pair of pliers, and we'll do like 3 or 4 wraps. 1, 2, and that doesn't mean on top of your buddy, 3, and 4. Now we'll trim off the excess. Tuck it in. See how straight we are, which we're not. That one is leaning way over, so we need to straighten that out. There we go. Now we put on our one bead. Now this is going to go onto our bail. So because we're going to want the leaf on there, or the feather, we want it to go around this way rather than this way, because it wants to go here so that we stay straight with the piece we're working on. So we'll bend it over this direction. Get our bell making pliers out again. Up and over and around, bring her around, leave a gap, which I didn't leave much, but we don't need a whole big gap because we're just going over the bail here. So we'll go on the bail. There we go. Then we'll hold it. And wrap. It went down a little bit far on the wire. Can you see that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pliers and bring them up to here, go at that wire and push it up. Okay, now we'll go back to wrapping. And we're doing it again, so again we want to push it up. This time I just did it with my fingers because it was easier, because our gap is getting very small there. Okay, so now we will cut our extra wire off here. And get her tucked in. Now I'll probably have to grab it again to tuck it decently, but let's see if I can do it without. Come here, you. Let's see what you did here. Okay. Okay, so now this little wire's a little crooked, so we will straighten her up some. And there is our leaf, hanging leaf, with the other extra bit in it. And I think I like that better. It actually leans down a little further than I expected it to, but it's all right. I like it. We could have just used simple loops and then it would have not been so low hanging, but we'll let it go. Take this one back off. Put these aside. Now we need to make our other one. I do really like this though. I think it looks cute. So there's this and this. Now we got to get this last one wrapped up and put on. So just the same, go quite a bit down on the wire. Wrap it over. Over and around and down. Bring it over, leaving a gap. Feed on our leaf. It's a feather rose. Hope I didn't leave a big enough gap, obviously. We're giving ourselves problems here. So we'll open this back up a little bit more. Now we can close her. Hold her together there. And wrap it up. Come on, baby, get your feather out of the way so I can get hold of this. Okay. 1, 2, 3, the excess, tuck it in, and now let's see how crooked I made it, because I know I did. I felt it. Oh yeah, I made it very crooked. Okay, so we need to straighten this piece up first, and then this piece. Oops, not straight yet. I thought I had it, but nope, I didn't. Okay. Yeah. So now our bead on. And we want the wire to come this way. So up we do. Get our bell making pliers out. Over and around and down. Straighten her out. Leave a gap. And we'll feed her on to our bell. There we go. Now we have to wrap this baby up. Trim it off, tuck her in, see how much she needs to be straightened, because I'm sure she does. Come here, you. Oh, you look good. They both look good. Good, we're done. Donezo. Completed. There is our little leaf dangles and our peacock dangle and our beautiful, beautiful sparkly, sparkly necklace. Isn't that pretty? So there we go. There is our stunning, anyway, I think it's stunning, necklace from Bargain Bead Box's July box. Plumage. Isn't that pretty? Look at all the sparkles. I love it. Hope you liked it as much as I did. I think it turned out gorgeous. I do think it helped with the little addition of a little bit more than just hanging the feathers on there. I think it would have been too abrupt up there if I hadn't. But wow, it does look really pretty. See? That pretty? So let's, I never did measure it to see what the finished length is. Let's do that. So the finished length is just off 11 inches, so it's about 10 3/4. So it's about 21 and a half. So, oops, that's backwards. So there we go again. So this beautiful necklace was made using the Bargain Bead Box for July, Plumage, and this has been Rose from In Rose's Garden. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.